Welcome to Mr. Mover Manager Help. Today we're going to talk about the address information window. The address information window is used to add addresses to the address table for your customer file. When you open an address information window for the first time, a number of things automatically happen. We will set the address type to origin as a default. You have the ability to change that by using the drop down and selecting any number of these different options. A few rules with the address type are you can only have one origin address and one destination address within a customer's file, but you can have as many extra pickups and extra deliveries as you'd like, as many billing addresses, mailing address, or other contact addresses. So the only real rule is you can only have one origin and one destination address within a customer's file. By default, we are going to fill in the contact last name and first name from the customer information window that was filled in above. You do have the ability to change that, so if the contact name is different at origin than what's on the customer's file, you can just go ahead and highlight it and change that. Same thing with the phone number. We will grab the first phone number in your phone number list and fill it in here. If the telephone number at origin is different, you can highlight it and change it, and that's what will appear on the driver's paperwork. Company, same way. We're bringing in the company from the customer information screen and filling it in. You can change it. The location type is an optional field that you can use to identify what type of building the move is happening. This is a list that you can create, and it gives you the ability to just give the driver more information as far as what type of building they're moving in or out of. We do have a report move by location type, so that if you wanted to see how many moves you did of in or out of a certain type of location, you can see that. Address 1 is by default where the cursor is going to be when you first open up a window, so that it's immediately ready for you to start typing in the address from the customer. You have address 1, address 2. Address 2 is optional if you want to put apartment number, that type of thing. You'll notice that when you're on address 1, if you click the tab button, it moves to address 2, and then tab again, it moves to the zip code table. The reason for that is because built in the software is a zip code table that will allow it to automatically fill in your city, county, and state for you. So if I type in 53024, hit my tab button, it automatically fills in my city, county, and state for me. If by chance you have a zip code that is not in the zip code table, zip code 99999, it will allow you to ask if you want to add it to your zip code list. If you'd say yes, it brings up a window and you can type in the city, county, and state for that zip code. That will be added to your zip code table, so the next time you type in 999, it will fill it in for you. You can also use that feature if you have a suburb that shares the same zip code as a city. You might have multiple cities with the same zip code. So then if that happens, you can add the suburb to your list, and when you type in the zip code, it'll bring up a list of all the cities that have that zip code, and you can select the one that you're looking for. The country field is a field that you can set as the default. You can create a list of countries. By default, when you buy the software, the United States of America and Canada are in there, and within the system setup, if you're a Canadian company, you can set up that the country default is Canada. We also have the zip code table for the United States and for Canada. So once you change your country, then when you type in a zip code, it'll recognize the Canadian zip code table. The next field, the notes field, is designed for the sales department to communicate to the driver any information they need to know about this particular address. Could be low-hanging trees, watch for the red mailbox, but anything in here is going to print out on the driver's paperwork as a note regarding this particular location. If we move up to the menu bar, you'll notice we have a Save and New and a Save and Close. The difference is if you have additional addresses that you need to add for this customer, click Save and New. And what will happen is it will save the information about origin in the address table, and then it will open up a new address information window, automatically set the address type to destination, and put your cursor at address 1, so it's very easy to begin typing in the destination information. The Save and Close button would simply save this form to the table and not open up a new address information window. The Close button will close this form and not save anything that you had in there. If you have an address and you would like the software to automatically pop up a reminder regarding that address, you can add an address alert. Clicking this button will open up a new form, which is the address alert window, and this is where you can specify the address that you want the alert to be activated from. And it's very flexible. You could have something as simple as the state, and if the state of California requires you to have gypsy moth documentation, you could have just the state of California here, and every time you put in an address of California, it is going to pop up a message regarding gypsy moth. The message that you want to pop up, you're going to enter in the alert field here. So anything you type in here will then pop up on the screen as a reminder. Or you could get more detailed. If there's a particular building that requires a certificate of insurance, you could put the whole address in there, and as soon as the software sees that, again, it'll pop up the reminder that it needs a certificate of insurance. If you would like to see a list of your address alerts, you can, I'm just going to close out of this window, go to Administration, Lists, Customer Files, Address Alerts. That will then bring up a list of all your address alerts. You can double click on it and see that here's a sample of it. So you have the ability to edit it, even delete it if you don't want it to, if you don't want to use it anymore. Now let's open up our address again. We'll set it back to destination. If your destination is your physical location because the customer is coming into storage, you have an add company address here. So by clicking this, it's going to fill in the address that you have under the company information file for your particular company. So I'm going to save and close that. So now I've got an origin and destination. Now if this customer is being billed for this service and we want to add a billing address, you have the ability to get the lead source billing address. So in other words, when you set up a lead source that is, let's say, AT&T, and within that lead source you have a billing address, I can then get that billing address by clicking this button. It'll automatically set your address type to billing and fill in the address of the company AT&T that you're going to be sending the bill to. And the way I found that is if I go to Sales, Lead Source, and open up my lead source for AT&T, you can see within this AT&T file, I've created a billing address here, and that's what we're grabbing and putting into the customer file. So it can be very helpful if you're dealing with specific accounts and want to add their billing address. Well, that is everything about the address information window. I hope that helped.